Afternoon, this is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Today's date is January 23rd, 2023. Here we go through the NFL. We talked about the Chiefs beating Jacksonville. I said they won 28-20. I predicted 28-21. I'd like to see Patrick not hobbled as much in his ankle. If we get 85% of Patrick, I would take that. Given from seeing taken out of the locker room, coming back into the game in the second half was pretty amazing. We wouldn't be on the field, with an ankle. It's important to realize rest ankle prevents further damage to keeping weight off of it. This is tips for ankles. Using ice reduces swelling and provides including icing with numbing of 48 hours of energy for 40 minutes, return to normal temperature, freezing bag with felt of ice. Do not refreeze them. Compassion wrapping up injured ankle in elastic baggage of shelf comparison to will keep it emboiled. Be sure not to wrap it at night.
Elevate
the level of your heart and will reduce swelling and pain. Ankle sprains are high re-injury. Normal people are out with 6 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12. Another one says 4 to 6 weeks, but regardless, he's not supposed to play. Other players have had this injury and were not playing. But Mahomes is a injury severity the way a normal person would not be playing. Patrick is listed as questionable but expected to play. We'll play the clip at the end. He's a competitive blank. One thing I want you to realize is how crazy the Chiefs have been to the AFC Championships in the last 5 years. In 2015, we were wondering how long would there really be win a playoff game. It took 21 years to 2015. The Chiefs' next 2 years were losses in 2016. In 2016 and 2017, they lost in the first round, the Chiefs did. It all started in 2018. 2018 was an AFC Championship, lost to the Patriots. 2019 was a Super Bowl championship over the 49ers. 2020 was a Super Bowl loss, Buccaneers. 2021 was a blow lead in the AFC Championship loss to the Bengals. And 2022 will at least be an AFC Championship. Put you in misery of all the quarterbacks we had, not mention one guy. Brody Coyle in 8 starts had as many wins as me, Kevin, Nancy, Meg, and Laura. 0. Look it up. It's true. Coyle is the only Chiefs franchise history with at least 3 games as a quarterback to not win a single game. He is also only one of 4 quarterbacks since the 1960s. When starting his first tackled to start at least 10 games in his career and not won a single game. Just Google it. Now let's listen to more of the Chiefs and how Patrick is a competitive.
I know that he's a guy that even though he won the Super Bowl wants to get better. Is there something specific that you guys have targeted in this year's training camp?
Now with Pat's, and I'll say this, kudos to Pat. He's done a heck of a job. He's had a great career so far. But you guys have been around him, you know him. He's a competitive prick, okay? He's a great kid, but he's a competitive prick. He wants to improve at everything he possibly can improve upon. He wants to be the best at whatever he can do. And along the way, he wants to make sure that he's leading the guys. He wants to be held accountable by his peers, but also, too, he just wants to work. And that's what you love about being around him every single day.
Now we move on to the other Saturday games. There is nothing much to talk about the Eagles and Giants except the Eagles blew the barn doors off of the Giants 35-7. Sunday, the Bengals and Bills. The Bengals started off from the gun and were looking really good. Touchdown, both by the Bengals. Bills would get a touchdown, 14-7. Bengals would convert a field goal, 17-7. The Bills were kind of running out the clock, and that result was no touchdown. It seemed like, to me, even with the field goal on a 14-play drive, it was taking him too long to score. It wasn't going to get it down to where they wanted to go faster. The Bills would never score again. Final was 27-10. Bengals will play Chiefs at Arrowhead. If the Chiefs win by 2, they cover. If the Bengals win, they would get the money line if you bet it on the Bengals, which means the Chiefs are only favored by 1 point. The fact that everything, Mahomes is injured in his ankle, McCole Hardman, he looks like he's gone. And November 6th was his last game of the Chief. To the final from the 49ers, we thought going to be an offensive battle, but it was a defensive battle. 49ers showed up. $3-0. 49ers. Touchdown Cowboys 6-3. 49ers get 6-6. At half they got another field goal before the half, 9-6. To start the second half, the 49ers would fumble it. Ray McLeod, Cowboys would pick it up, but only got 3 points out of that, 9-9. That would have really helped them if it scored a touchdown. It would have made it 13-9. Instead, it was 9-9. Punt by both sides. Touchdown 49ers, 19-12, would take the lead. That would be the final touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, who was not having a great night, but had a pivotal touchdown to make it 19-12. KU loses. More link on that podcast from yesterday. They get routed 83-60. The Jayhawks have the Baylor Bears tonight. The Jayhawks are 9, moved down from 2 to 9. Baylor is 17. Tip is at 8 on ESPN. Kansas State is the best team in the Big 12 right now. 6-1 after beating Texas Tech by 10. The score is 33-28 Texas Tech, but Kansas State outscored them 40-25 for a final of 68-58, as we said. Kansas State is ahead of Kansas in the polls. K-State is number 5. KU is number 9. Mizzou loses by 21 without Kobe Brown, who had an ankle injury, to Alabama. Without their best player, if he stays out of foul trouble, he's their best player. Maybe the Tigers get it within 10, but I still think the Tigers lose. Kobe Brown was out with an ankle injury, said. 85-64. Missouri plays Ole Miss. Tip is at 6, 14-4. Missouri Tigers 2-3 in the SEC play. 9-10. Ole Miss had tied for last in the SEC. Ole Miss. Missouri is an 8th seed in the. It was 8 seeded in the polls before Saturday, so that might drop. But I doubt it since it's a loss to Alabama. Mizzou will play Ole Miss. This is where they were last week. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Today's date is Monday, January 20, 2023. Thank you and have a good afternoon.